chat away.
Okay.
Just tell me about another person.
Another person. Okay, so this a really lovely family, but the child had quite a lot of sensory issues. He was very difficult. It was very difficult for him around transition.
How old was he?
He was 6 years old. He's
Okay,
6 years
so he's
old.
quite young then.
Yes, and he had a younger sister, and he'd get really jealous whenever she'd got to get the attention. So they couldn't be in the same room together. So they would never have a family dinner.
It must have been really hard for them.
It was. I think it was really difficult for the little girl as well.
Sure.
Whenever she'd come into the room, he'd just start screaming or hitting her, and then all the attention would go to him, and she would be taken out. So it was because parents want to sort of protect their child who has other children, but usually the attention tends to go to the child who has.
Was he hitting her because that's how he knew how to get attention from his parents?
Probably that's how it was. He knew, I'm hitting her. This is how I solve the situation. I hit her. They take her out. I get the attention. Great. So that he'll always eat on his own before everyone, and then they will eat together. They wouldn't be able to do a lot of family activities, and so that was one of the targets we've identified. Supporting the family and doing activities together and working on that relationship. And the first time when I just visited them, I got this special blanket that we have, which has a little hole in it, and the child could go inside. And it was a new toy, exciting toy, a sensory toy.
Yeah.
And a lot of children who are on the spectrum and have sensory issue, they like to hide in small places.
Okay.
So he loved it immediately. And both of them, I have a video of that, I'll show it to you later. Both of them actually went into that blanket and for 20 minutes played together, chased each other within the blanket. So we figured out, I was there with a support worker, that probably working together with them around sensory issues would be a good idea. And by the end of the 3 months, when his sister came into the room, he wouldn't scream and shout. It's not that they've always hugged and played together, but you could see them interacting more and more. So that was a really good improvement. The idea is that they won't be dependent on us.
Sure.
That once the 3 months is done, yes, they can still pick up the phone, and we talk regularly about once every month or 6 weeks to see how things are going, suggest ideas, brainstorm together, but they're not dependent on us. Parents always feel how they're letting their children down. That's part of being a parent. So you feel you're letting your child with autism down, but you also feel like you're letting down your other children because you don't have the same amount of time, or they are the one that they're also the one that's missing out, and they feel sometimes that it's their fault, or they're not doing enough. So it really does affect the whole family. So I've introduced a volunteer to to a single mom who has 3 children, one of them on the spectrum and another one has a disability. And I said, that will give you some time. Maybe you can go out with a friend or, do something. And she said, well, I haven't got any more friends. I just didn't have the time to maintain those relationships. So I don't know what I'll do with this free time. They become isolated. All your concerns, all your struggles are around your child. It's a constant battle. You go from meeting to meeting, first having them assessed, going to the doctors. They're unwell, you need to go to another doctor. There's so many associated conditions and difficulties. Then they have to go to a school meeting and then meet with a social worker. If they have a social worker, then we would come and introduce a volunteer. So it's just one thing after the next.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you for that.
Pleasure.